Good morning, everyone. I've been asked by Senator Ramon Revilla Jr. to give a statement to the public on behalf of the region. I have a press statement to make, which I will read into the record, and all of you will be given copies. Senator Bong Revilla is not just an actor-turned politician. He has been in public service for 30 years and has had a significant legislative career in the Philippine Senate, authoring and co-authoring numerous laws that address various sectors of society. Throughout his tenure, Senator Revilla has filed over 2,000 bills and resolutions demonstrating his active participation in the legislative process and reflecting his commitment to various sectors including education, public safety, senior citizens, and government employees. From these proposals, over 300 have been enacted into law. Among the key laws authored or sponsored by Senator Bong are the following: RA 10054, or the Motorcycle Helmet Law, a law which mandates all motorcycle riders to wear standard protective helmets to ensure their safety on the road. RA 10193, or the Anti-Distracted Driving Act, a law which prohibits the use of mobile phones and other electronic devices while driving, aiming to reduce road accidents caused by distracted driving. RA 11466, or the Salary Standardization Law, which adjusted the salaries of government employees to make them more competitive and to improve public service delivery. RA 11982, or the Expanded Centenarian Act. Under this law, Filipinos who reach the milestone ages of 80, 85, 90, and 95 are entitled to a 10,000 peso cash gift. Those who reach 100 years old will receive a 100,000 peso cash gift and a letter of felicitation from the Philippine President. Finally, RA 11983, or the New Philippine Passport Act. This act modernizes the passport application process by institutionalizing digital applications and streamlining procedures, especially benefiting senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and overseas Filipino workers. RA 11984, or the No Permit, No Exam Prohibition Act. This law ensures that students cannot be barred from taking examinations due to unpaid tuition or other school fees. RA 11997, or the Kabalikat sa Pagtuturo Act. This law provides and institutionalizes a 10,000 peso teaching allowance for public school teachers. In short, ladies and gentlemen, si Senator Bong po, nung siya umupo bilang senador through all the years, has been very active in coming out with laws that benefit the Filipino people. Senator Revilla had high hopes that the public will continue to trust his commitment to improve the quality of life for Filipinos and vote for him in the 2025 senatorial elections. However, it is regrettable that his aspiration to continue to be of service to the country has been derailed due to the insidious work done by certain groups and individuals who had spread fake news on social media, which unfortunately were accepted as gospel truth by the unsuspecting public. Senator Revilla was falsely charged before the Sandigan Bayan for having misused his PDAP. He was rightfully acquitted from these false charges in 2018 and in 2021. Copies of the pertinent portions of the decisions of the Sandigan Bayan in his plunder and in his graft cases are also furnished the media. He has no pending case in any court of law since then. Notwithstanding such acquittals, certain individuals and groups during the run-up to the 2025 elections continued to vilify him in spreading false and fake posts that he had been convicted and ordered by the Sandigan Bayan to return 124,500,000 pesos. This is a vicious lie with a clear and malevolent intent to damage Senator Revilla's good name and reputation. These evil-minded individuals and groups succeeded in their plan, but they will be made to answer for their misdeeds before the courts of law. After consulting with his family, Senator Revilla has decided to defend his and his family's reputation by exercising the legal remedies for people whose reputations are harmed through online platforms like social media, blogs, and websites. It is his hope that doing so would in the future discourage the use of anonymity or digital platforms to malign others without any legal consequence. Thank you. That is the end of the statement. I am open now to questions. Yes.
Meron po ba siyang balak na mag-file ng mga kaso dun sa mga nagpapakalat ng fake news sa SOCMED?
Yes, that is definitely the intent that is being expressed in this press briefing. Senator Revilla will be filing the appropriate charges, specifically cyber libel against certain individuals. I have been told not to disclose the names of these individuals at this time because there's a need to vet them. But definitely, Senator Revilla will be coordinating with the NBI to find out the bona fides of these people. Kasi yung mga iba ay mga pseudonyms lang yung gamit. But definitely, you will be traced through the active cooperation of Facebook and other online agencies. And that your whereabouts will be discovered and that the appropriate charges will be filed. I will give one example of such a post. We have taken the liberty of not disclosing the name of this individual, but as you will see, what is being portrayed here is that umano, meron daw sinabi si Senator Revilla. But quinote yung binanggit ni Senator Bong, no? Sinabi ni Senator Bong, which is true, yung nagnanakaw talaga sa bayan, dapat kung kinakailangan hatulan ng kamatayan para matigil na yan. It was one of his campaign promises that if he is elected this year, he will author or co-sponsor a bill wherein the crime of plunder will now be penalized with death. Now, ang problema, tingnan nyo ito, merong sinulat, pero di ko pa rin isa sa uli ang 124 million. Manigas kayo. Obviously, Senator Revilla never said this. And yet, it is being made in social media and it has been shared so many times to show na parang not only na siya ay hindi nagsusole because as I mentioned, there is nothing in the decision of the Sandigan Bayan wherein he was been ordered to return any amount to the government. And then lastly is meron pang salita na manigas kayo. In other words, parang ang tapang pa, no? Maangas pang dating. So, this is actually one of the examples to show how fake news, no, can actually create such a negative impression on an individual. Now, wala namang problema yung gumawa ng, to highlight facts. I mean, it is the right of the public to know about facts. But it is definitely wrong when you try to make false allegations or false statements or imaginary statements and make it appear to the public as if it was made by that person. That is not only unfair, it creates a bad precedent, no? Hindi natin masabi kung hanggang kailan pa na magkakaroon ng ganyan, napapayagan niya ng COMELEC, at hindi sila nananagot at walang takot, no, na gumawa ng mga ganitong mga invento ng mga salita. And the result is very apparent. The result is very apparent. In the previous two terms of Senator Bong, he was either number 1 or number 2. Now, in 2019, nung nagkaroon itong mga kaso na to, he landed 11, which is understandable kasi nasa gitna siya ng mga kaso. But itong 2024, notwithstanding the fact that he has been cleared from all charges, and then that there has been no determination or order for him to return a single centavo to the government, lumalabas itong mga fake news na ito, and the effect is that he landed 14. I mean, think about it, no? Just multiply the number of people who appeared to have voted during the elections, and you take a look at the spread or the capability to spread these false news, then the effect of that, what, 1.3 million for Senator Bong to have at least been in the 12th spot, no, is, well, you can already extrapolate that malaking epekto talaga yung mga fake news. Yes, sir.
Attorney, parang ko lang, meron na ba kayo estimate kung ilan yung individual na kakasuhan, tsaka kailan po kayo magpa-file ng kaso?
Alright. So, right now, the camp of Senator Revilla is looking at the possibility of filing about 5 to 10 cyber libel cases against personalities on Facebook, social media, bloggers, and those who have their own websites who have spread fake news about Senator Bong, which he attributes to be the reason why he landed only 14th in the senatorial elections. What will happen first is that once that it is vetted, we will choose kung sino yung the ones who deserve really, no, to be charged and who should be made responsible for this, to serve as an example as well to the public. Hindi naman kinakailangan na lahat, no? Pero definitely there has to be somebody na hindi lamang naman si Senator Bong ang makikinabang dito. Kung hindi, pati na rin kahit na all the way up to the local elections, yan sigurado, pag nalaman ng mga tao na hindi ka pwedeng magsalita, no, ng fake o gumawa ng mga imagine na mga salita o mga imagine ng mga akusasyon, no, magdadalawang isip, and then hopefully no, ay magiging mas maayos yung ating pagkampanya at yung mga tao ay makakaboto rin ng mas maayos.
Pero wala pang timeline po kailan?
Definitely right now we already have the materials, and within the week we will be submitting these materials to the NBI already for proper coordination. Now, once that, during the same period, the complaints will already be drafted, and then the only thing that we will await are the bona fides of these individuals, yung kanilang true names, as well as yung kanilang addresses. That's it. So probably you can expect anytime by next week or 2 weeks from now, there will be a series of cases that will be filed by Senator Revilla.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Are those attacks intentional or organized?
Yun nga, hindi rin naman namin masasabi kung organized, ano? Pero kasi that's why when you even look at the profiles of these individuals, you know, one of the things na tinanong ko, is this organized? Ano, in other words, meron bang grupo? Lumalabas na kung meron mang grupo, ngayon sasabihin ko na, walang kinalaman po yung kampo ng mga Duterte. Dediretsuin ko na po. At least based on the initial impressions ng profiles nitong mga taong ito, it does not appear to be an organized group. Usually, akala natin, ano, yung laban ng yung grupo ng mga Marcos at yung grupo ng mga Duterte, no? Hindi po. Lumalabas po na this appears to be somebody else's move.
Sino po yung
I'm not willing to disclose that. But again, all of these are really pretty vague rumors as well. Madali naman gumawa ng connection, but all I can say is that the camp of the former president has nothing to do with this.
But yung mga groups na or individuals na who are behind those who are behind the spread of attacks against Senator Bong, may common sa kanila. Do they belong to the same group or?
I do not want to venture in that kind of speculation as of now. Mahirap na. Again, it's all a question of just putting all the individuals together and then trying to see the commonality. There appears to be a commonality, but the only commonality that I can provide at this time is that it has nothing to do with the Duterte Group.
Last na po. The senator is not questioning the integrity or the results of the election, even in certain areas.
Yes, yes. Senator Revilla had actually was one of the first ones who conceded that he had lost during the elections. He accepted, the decision made by the Filipino people, that he is not one of the 12 chosen. But what he regrets is the fact that the reason for not putting him in the ballot is because of the belief by quite a significant number of Filipinos that he was involved in anomalies in government, and number two, that he had an accountability to the Filipino people to return 124,500,000 pesos. And it is very obvious that that it was done by certain individuals. We don't know at this time if it is coordinated or an orchestrated. Anybody else? Yes.
Attorney, ano po yung indications that led you to rule out yung involvement po ng Duterte Group, as you said?
Right. As I mentioned, when you try to take a look at the 5 to 10 individuals or personalities, titingnan mo din kasi kung ano yung leanings nila, yung how the posts that they've been making in the past, who they are associated with, what kind of issues that they make comments on social media, and you will tend to see a lack of connection to the Duterte Group. Madali naman gumawa ng ganun. Kasi, yung, kumbaga sa tawag na doon, resibo di ba? Titingnan mo yung resibo Pag yung tao, makikita mo pa na yung defend doon sa Duterte, then you will get this idea that number one, that talagang purely pro-Duterte yan, or number two, na yan ay pinakikilos ng mga Duterte. Now, when you take a look at the personalities who have been involved in trying to malign Senator Revilla, you will see that wala yung connection na yun. That they were all definitely, hindi mo makita yung kulay green ba? O yun, hindi mo makita yung kulay green. So that's why, as of now, what the camp of Senator Revilla is of the belief is that this is not an orchestrated move coming from the people who are aligning themselves with the former president or the vice president.
Sir, kung ang intention po ibagsak si Senator Revilla, may intention na may iangat din.
That is the necessary consequence, yes. Oo. Siyempre, kung meron kang hahatakin pababa, merong makikinabang. Yes.
Pero hindi intention na iangat.
Hindi, kasi kung hahatakin, sigurado ay merong papalit na pangalan doon sa balota. It is the normal tendency really, na alam mo, minsan lang naman tayo talaga makakaboto, di ba? So, lulubusin mo I remember my wife, just several days before the elections, ang parating tanong sa akin, 6 pa lamang yung nandun sa balota ko, we had this form given by COMELEC, 6 pa lamang, sino pa ba yung dapat kong bobotohin? It is a normal tendency that we want to maximize the ballot. So, you would fill it in. Ngayon, obviously, you strike out certain people because ito yung mga negative comments na lumalabas, then definitely others who would not have been otherwise chosen will certainly benefit from the exclusion. So, ang nakikita ko po dyan, hindi man binabanggit kung sino yung dapat na botohin, pero when you try to pull down somebody, meron siguradong aangat because sila ngayon yung mabuboto.
Sir, sa observation niyo po, kailan po nag-intensify ba yan, yung mga post na ganyan? Is it weeks or days before the election po?
Yes, very good question. It was observed that all of these posts intensified 2 weeks before the election. It intensified. So, makikita niyo talaga that the target was more probably to those who were, based on the surveys, were in the the lower half. No? The lower half. Mapapansin nyo, wala masyadong mga paninirang mga tirada tungkol doon sa mga nandun sa upper half. Senator Bongo, Senator Bato, no? You'll even be surprised, even Senator Marcoleta, you would not see a lot of comments about him. And yet, ang talagang tina-target were those, and expectedly, no? You try to pull down the ones who were not in the what you would call that twilight zone, yung dikit-dikit na 11 to 14. And the objective is that kung yan yung mga magiging kalaban dun sa last few slots. And that was exactly what happened. During the last 2 weeks, there appeared to be a marked increase in the number of posts wherein those in that twilight zone were now being targeted.
Sir, may observation din kayo na kahit si Senator Pacquiao nasa lumalabas sa Magic 12, then mas bumaba po ng gusto. Na-consider niyo rin yun, na tipong sa pag-aaral niyo po?
I'm sorry, but I could not make any comment with regard to Senator Pacquiao. I can only speak about Senator Bong.
So, hindi niyo na ano, sir, na kahit si Pacquiao ay bumaba?
We have not.
Okay.
I know that we have not done any study with regard to online attacks on Senator Pacquiao. So, I cannot make any comment on that, sir. Pasensya na po. I can only speak for what had been observed by the camp of Senator Revilla was an increase in the number of online attacks on his person, which he believes was definitely, at least intended really to affect the results of the 2025 senatorial elections.
Sir, yung pinakita niyo pong post, tinignan niyo po kung ilang best na share, ilan ang mga comments, ano yung mga comments?
Yes. Meron po. Itong pinakita ko po na post, pinost po to, May 7. May 7 po.
5 days.
May 7 po.
Sir?
Very damaging.
Sir, so, based off of what I'm hearing, you don't think it's personal against Senator Bong? It's mostly na kasi para may umangat, kaya hihilay mo sa baba yung mga nandun sa medyo 8 to 12.
The motive of trying to pull him down to try to push somebody up may probably be a secondary motive, no? At what really is the core of a cyber libel complaint is the fact that one had made an utterance which was defamatory, malicious in nature, and with a malevolent intent to destroy that person in the eyes of the public. No? So, hindi material yung kung merong aangat or what, or kung yun talaga yung kinikilingan ng tao, yung mga taong ito. It's the fact that you want to destroy the person. And that's the reason why we have a law which punishes it. Hindi yung kung ano yung epekto. No? Although, that is in a way, yung an indirect effect, and which is the reason why Senator Revilla is proceeding with this. Let's try to understand that si Senator Revilla, as I mentioned, napakalaki na po ng tulong na nabigay sa Pilipino. And he has his mindset really to come out with laws, in order to help the Filipinos. Ngayon, as a private individual, makakatulong pa din naman siya. In his own private capacity, he will continue to help out, especially yung mga tao sa Cavite. Pero, ang laki nung kawalan na kung ikaw ay nasa poder, ikaw ay may kapangyarihan para makapaggawa ng mga batas na makakatulong, hindi naman sa Cavite, kung hindi sa buong bansa. And this is what he actually proves so much about. This is the one thing which actually makes him so depressed right now. And I will say this, he's depressed, because he feels that he has let down the Filipino people, that he has been deprived of a chance to continue to serve. And that's why he has to do this, because hindi lang naman siya yung tao na merong ganitong